I hung up on my family when my sister had her baby. My sister Becca has this thing where she turns every single life event into some kind of competition with me. When I got my first job, she suddenly decided she was pre-med. When I bought my car, she magically had enough saved for a brand new one the next week. Everything had to be bigger, better, more dramatic than whatever I was doing. So when I found out I was pregnant last year, I was actually excited to tell my family. I thought maybe this would be different. Maybe becoming an aunt would make Becca grow up a little. I called my mom first and she was crying happy tears through the phone. Then I called Becca. Her response was, "Oh, wow, that's great. Actually, funny story, I've been trying for months but didn't want to say anything until I knew for sure." 3 days later, she announced she was pregnant too, and somehow she was already showing more than me, even though I was supposedly further along. My mom immediately started gushing about how they'd be little cousins growing up together, but I could tell Becca was already planning something. The whole pregnancy, she went one step further than me in everything. I mentioned morning sickness, she was hospitalized for hyperemesis, I posted a bump photo, she posted a maternity shoot that looked like it cost more than my rent. When I told the family I was having a boy, she waited exactly 2 hours before announcing she was having twins. Twins, of course. My baby shower even got moved because it conflicted with her gender reveal party. My due date came and went, and I finally gave birth to my son Jake after 14 hours of labor. I was exhausted, but so happy. My mom came to visit the next day and spent maybe an hour before saying she had to leave because Becca was having contractions. And here's where it gets ridiculous. Becca went into labor the day after I got home from the hospital, literally the exact day. My phone started blowing up with updates from my mom, my dad, my aunts, everyone. They were all at the hospital with Becca, posting live updates on the family group chat like it was some kind of sporting event. Meanwhile, I was sitting at home trying to breastfeed my 3-day-old son, exhausted and emotional, and my family was acting like Becca's delivery was the main event while mine was just the warm-up act. My mom texted me asking if I could bring Jake to the hospital so he could meet his new cousins. I said, "No, I just had a baby. I'm not dragging my newborn to a hospital full of germs so everyone can take pictures for social media." But apparently that made me selfish. Then the calls started. First my dad telling me I was being dramatic and that this was about family. Then my aunt saying I should be supporting my sister. And then Becca herself calling from her hospital room between pushes, asking where I was and why I wasn't there for her big moment. Her big moment, while she was literally in labor. I hung up on all of them, every single call. I turned off my phone and spent the day with my son, just the two of us. No drama, no competition, no one trying to make my life about them. The twins were born that evening, healthy, beautiful, perfect. And the family group chat exploded with photos, congratulations, and excitement. Not one person asked how Jake and I were doing. When I finally turned my phone back on the next morning, I had 47 missed calls and about 100 text messages calling me everything from selfish to heartless. Becca had apparently told everyone that I refused to be there for her because I was jealous of her twins. My mom called me crying, saying she couldn't believe I would abandon my sister in her time of need. I tried explaining that I had just given birth too, that I was recovering, that I had my own newborn to take care of, but apparently none of that mattered because Becca's situation was more important. So I stayed hung up on them, not forever, but long enough to set some boundaries.